In this video, I'm going to show you how you can take images off of the internet and use them as signs in your city that are still in the correct one-point perspective and appear to be going towards the vanishing point. For this example, I'm going to be placing an image onto this building in the lower left, and I'm going to be adding a sign on the side of the building that faces the road. Your first step is to find the sign that you want to use. I'm going to be creating a Dunkin' Donuts building for my city. So I found this graphic of the logo of Dunkin' Donuts. It is a lot easier to use a logo like this instead of a sign that is on a building. That's because this logo has already been simplified and we don't have any other types of perspective to deal with. Once you found the image that you want to use, you're going to right-click on the image and click Copy Image. Then you can go back to your project in Photopea and you're going to hold down Control and V. That will paste your image that you're using onto your project. Next, you're going to take the Move tool, which is the top tool in your toolbox, and you're going to move the image to where you want it on your page. Obviously, this sign is way too big to go on this building, so I'm going to resize it by hovering over one corner of my image, holding down Shift and clicking and dragging it to a better size. It's very helpful to zoom in by holding down Control and plus to get a closer view of your building and your sign. You want to size your sign so that the side of the sign that is furthest away from the vanishing point is lined up correctly. So here I've fit the left side of my sign into the space between this awning and the window. And I've used the left side because it is the side furthest away from my vanishing point. Next, I'm going to go over to my Layers panel. I'm going to double click on the text to rename it. And you want to name that layer something that will help you remember what's in it. So I have named my layer Dunks because it is my Dunkin' Donuts sign. Next, I need to make another new layer. And I'm going to call this layer Dunks Guide. All right, because I know this layer has the guide for resizing my Dunks sign. Next, I'm going to take my paintbrush tool and I'm going to hold Shift and drag a vertical line to go along the edge of my sign that is furthest away from the vanishing point. So I'm using the left side of my sign because it is furthest away from my vanishing point. Once I've created that vertical line, I'm going to hold Shift and click on my vanishing point. So I've connected the bottom corner of my sign to the vanishing point. And then I'm going to hold Shift again and click on the top corner of the sign. Finally, I'm going to decide where I want the back of my sign to end. So it's going to end at the side of my building because the sign shouldn't be going off of the building. I'm going to click down on my mouse, hold Shift, and draw a vertical line. So now I can see that I'm going to fit my Dunkin' Donuts sign into this space that I have drawn. To do that, I'm going to go back to my Dunks layer, the layer that actually has the image in it, and I'm going to click Edit, Transform, Distort. Again, that is Edit, Transform, Distort. And it might be helpful for you to really zoom in for this part. All right, so I'm just looking at my sign, and we can see that the sign has all of the boxes on the corners. I'm going to hover over one corner, click, and drag it to put that corner into that top section of that shape that I've created. Okay, so I've still have straight lines along all the edges, but now the corner is in a different place. Then I'm going to take the bottom corner, click and drag, and I'm going to place that corner and the corresponding quarter in the shape that I created. Okay, so now we can see that each corner of the image is in the corner of that shape that I drew. My last step is to go back to my layers panel, and in this layer, my Dunks Guide layer where I drew the lines, I'm going to hover over this eye on the left-hand side. When I click on that eye, that layer is no longer visible. So when I zoom out, all I can see is my sign that is in the correct perspective and connects back to my vanishing point. You can do this on any type of sign, any type of building. As long as you have those guidelines, you will be able to fix that sign to the correct perspective in 2 seconds. That's it for this video.